Good afternoon. Welcome on in to the afternoon edition of From Day One. Courtrooms are together, and since it is coming down to the wire, I guess we have another set of Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Starting with some lovely, lovely, lovely memes.
Okay, this first one, Kurt was with me on Legal Bites a lot. This first one, was nostalgic for me. I think this was the first witness, the first day of trial. I just ran across this, and I'm like, this seems like 5 years ago to me.
Does a little bit, doesn't it?
But it's the beginning of the trial, and you remember how good Isaac Baruch was.
Yeah, I think you testified already. You're pretty angry with Ms. Heard, right?
When?
I wrote it down that you were...
about all the about the phony pictures that were
Oh! Yeah, you mean all that crap she made up? Yeah.
That's annoying. And about and the way she's.
That's the moment I got suckered into this thing. That's why I won't do any more. But this is the only one from Legal Bites.
Trying to
This is
terrible TV claim.
This guy's running wild in the streets, folks.
Yeah, that kind of got me frustrated, confused, angry, upset. Yes, which is why I said the best thing for us to do is not to talk to each other.
Okay. And
yes.
So, was it fair to say you're still angry with her?
Oh, you know something? It's 6 years.
But it's we just heard you give your version.
Am I angry anymore? I'm not, what I am is tired. And I want this all to end. Her to go heal.
I like this guy's accent.
Yeah, he's cool.
So many people have been affected by this malicious lie that she started and she created, and it's gone out the door and around the world.
Why are you asking these questions?
I can't even paint anymore. I've stopped painting for the last who knows how many years, and that's affected by stuff.
Going?
I'm not angry at anybody. I want the best for her to take her responsibility, heal, and move on.
He's coming across very reasonable to me.
And for John,
I don't know how he's been the whole time.
His family has been completely wrecked by all of this stuff, and it's not. It's not fair. It's not right. What she did and what happened for so many people get affected from this.
He is destroying her.
It's insane.
Absolutely.
And Mr. Baruch?
That's how this happened. We just don't.
So that was, I mean, you got three attorneys here.
I've forgotten how entertaining that was.
Yeah, he is such a good witness. I mean, can you imagine just letting a guy go like that?
Was that on cross or was that direct? Yeah, that was cross theoretically.
It was cross theoretically.
It was crossed by Amber Heard. Yeah.
And it was, and the other thing is, I see it now in context of the rest of the trial. He's also a live witness, so he's there, which the jury's paying a lot more attention to, and he's absolutely killing her.
Wow, I didn't realize that. They let him go on like that on cross? And no control of the witness, no control. Oh my gosh, yeah, no, that's, you ask, yes or no.
Yeah, I mean, Ben does criminal defense. But that's like, okay, so someone, that's like having a victim on the stand just going to town, and you gotta stop it, you gotta ask another question, something, you gotta redirect that.
Vasquez school, that's not, what wasn't my question. My question is, exactly, yes, I look at Ms. Vasquez on how to do cross.
All right, so that was longer, but there are a couple longer ones like that, but some of these are more fun.
Like you, Amber. That's one of them? That is one of them. And the last one was Amber Turd, right? That's another one. Okay. Amber Turd first appeared in 2016, correct? That sounds correct. Yeah. Any reference to Amber Turd? In very small number. But justice for Johnny Depp has been around since 2013, correct? That sounds correct. Yeah.
So I mean, and by the way, in case I don't think I'll get this in my comments, but yes, these are memes and they add things and they're funny and it's not all realistic. This isn't all straight trial testimony. But what a great trial when you get that. I mean, that is real testimony.
Yeah, it might have been interposed with other videos, but I mean, it definitely captured the moment either way. At least for me. I mean, that was pretty good.
Amber Turd, yes, can't go wrong with that.
I want a picture of her face during those. I want more than that meme.
Yeah, they jacked up the laughing part, but whatever. It's just illustrative of how everyone actually feels. It's that simple.
And they brought it in. It's the stupidest thing ever. They brought in the hashtag. Members of the jury, we want you to disconsider the social media. We want you to only consider the things in the court. Oh, by the way, here are the things from the social media. Justice for Johnny. Amber is the abuser.
Yeah, it's their witness.
Amber
It's their witness.
Let me show you how many. There was 1.2 million hashtags for Justice for Johnny Depp, don't you know? Okay, thanks for this valuable information. That's great.
As I was like putting these clips together, I'm like, blurry from this whole experience, but I'm like, okay, now I know why we were watching this trial for 6 weeks. It really has a lot of good entertainment value in it.
Yep.
Mr. Dad got you that role in Aquaman, didn't he? Excuse me? Mr. Dad got you that role in Aquaman, didn't he?
No, Miss Vasquez, I got myself that role by auditioning.
I mean, I love these. Again, real testimony. Yes, of course. For some reason, I like the animations. I don't know why. I watched the actual testimony. Just makes it more fun somehow. I don't know why.
And who believes that she got that by auditioning?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah. If she wasn't, yeah, sure.
With that acting prowess, I'm sure it was no problem.
Yeah, nobody believes it, and Camille was not having it. It was beautiful.
Well, I did see there was a petition online to replace her for the next replace her with
Get Camille in there.
with Blake Lively.
Get Camille. She's more attractive
for the
anyway.
next
Get Camille.
Aquaman.
Camille Vasquez.
But she's not in that movie, right? They already said she was pulled from it.
Oh, was she?
I don't know.
I don't know. I just saw there was a petition online to replace her with Blake Lively.
Okay, here's where we need Hogue. He's always inside on the entertainment stuff.
All right, well.
I don't know because I haven't seen anything. I don't know anything. It is my understanding, though I could be wrong. Tell me in the chat if you guys know. Tell me in the chat. I think she's out on Aquaman 2 for what it's worth.
Petition to re-edit Aquaman 1.
Yeah, they're gonna kill off her character, have her drown or something, maybe. Yeah.
Just superimpose someone else's face on top of her.
No, they say she's still in Aquaman 2. She is
talking
down.
about Aquaman 1. I'm talking about re-editing that and let's pretend the whole thing never happened.
Oh, they said she's down to 10 minutes of Aquaman 2, so they're just kind of crawling away slowly.
I mean, 10 minutes is still a fair amount of time in a movie.
I think they're throwing that project away after this trial. I really do. I'd get her out just as a business decision, but we'll see. I don't know. Although some people will want to see it just for that reason as well. So it has an upside and a downside.
Maybe we can have a picture of her drowning slowly in the ocean. Maybe she could just be in the background of one of the shots, just begging for help. And she submerges and no one cares.
Do a crossover with Jaws. Maybe that's how we can kill off her character.
There you go. Jaws
10 or whatever number we're at with Jaws.
We pull a full Poochie. My planet needs me. She just ascends to heaven.
All right, let's see what else we got here.
And then
I don't know why.
And Kim Blanchino's swivel chair.
That's where I like it. It's like, yeah, I saw all the trial. Of course, they made up the sound effects and whatever. But whatever, I enjoy it. It's 12-year-old humor, but I don't know. It's
good 12-year-old humor, Mike. I'll allow it.
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
What was he eating? I missed this.
Yeah, Mike, what was he eating?
Kurt, did you notice that? I never saw him eating anything.
No, I didn't really see it. I also didn't see the alpaca in his pocket, which disappointed me.
Wait, he had an alpaca?
That's what's weird. I saw, well, not all, but I saw probably 60% of this trial, and I'm looking at memes, and there's still a bunch of stuff that I didn't see or didn't notice. Oh, I can't remember, Kurt, if you're around with me. This witness is awful.
I was definitely listening to most of it. I may or may not have been in camera because sometimes I'm off camera, but I was definitely listening to it, and oh my god.
Oh, this guy was an expert, and he was terrible. Ben, it was just a cringe the whole way through. It was such a cringe.
I've seen some clips of this guy. He was like chewing or moving his mouth and lips or something.
Here it comes.
Yeah. Ask you about pirates, though. You compared pirates to the depositions given, and I apologize for what I said. Then I misspoke. You misspoke. You didn't make the comparison right now, just a second ago. Just a second ago, I may have said that I misspoke. I apologize. I misspoke. Okay. Because you can't compare pirates to sworn testimony, right? Yes. Okay. But Willy Wonka.
I mean that's funny, but that's not the way I would handle it.
No.
I mean, ultimately, that wasn't a question or whatever.
It shows the part where he plugs his book.
Oh.
It doesn't matter to you. You see him in that movie, Charlie and Chocolate Factory? Did you look at that one when you were comparing his processing speed?
Right there.
The fuck?
What? Do I have to answer that question, Your Honor?
You have to answer questions. Yes, sir.
No, you'll be happy to know I didn't see Willy Wonka as a...
Okay, again, we get back to the eating thing. I'm like, I missed this. I don't know. I mean, this is like a joke. Again, real testimony.
You get Amber's psychiatrist, and you're like, this is the worst expert witness ever. And then you get this guy's like, hold my beer. You know?
Yes. And then that guy was awful, and then they had a tech guy that was terrible.
The tech guy wasn't well. He was bad for other reasons, but yeah.
Wow. Yeah, what was up with that moving his mouth? That was so bizarre.
I mean, I don't know if he has some sort of condition or something, but it's off-putting on the stand.
Has he testified before? I mean, as an expert.
I mean,
seriously, you won't want to. It's almost like he's
I'm not a litigation guy, but how does this guy get past depositions? How do you depose this guy? And you're like, yes, this is the expert I want on the stand. This is definitely my guy. That's what I want to know.
And he's live. Oh.
And he's live.
Oh man, yeah.
Like, if I'm iffy about someone, I'm trying to take an evidence step so I can control things more, like a video evidence step, because I think it's too open bringing them into trial. I don't know how they're going to behave, and if I saw something like that, I'd probably just strike them off the list.
Burn the files. Pretend it never happened.
This is horrible. This is painful. I'm a human being. I don't deserve this.
Your lies have been exposed to the world multiple times. You heard Mr. Knight testify that it was actually you who was yelling at Mr. Depp.
I've heard a lot of people say a lot of things to be involved in the Johnny Depp show.
calling Mr. Knight a liar?
I'm just saying he wasn't there. I am harassed, humiliated, threatened.
Objection, Your Honor, non-responsive.
People want to put my baby in the microwave.
And Your Honor, I would also ask that you instruct the witness to please stop talking once I lodge an objection.
Just if you could just answer the questions asked. Okay, thank you, Ms. Heard.
Emotional damage.
You've seen this photograph before, right? There's no bruise on your face in this picture, is there?
I disagree. Obviously, there's a bruise on my face. It's covered by makeup. This metadata next to it is so that...
Ms. Heard, there is no question pending, and I would appreciate it if you wouldn't be making argument to the jury.
This is how you control a witness.
Right.
No, this is how you control a witness. You just cut them off, and she has great tone control, which is my personal favorite aspect of us, because I think her tone control is just amazing. But, like, this is how you do it. Like, you just cut her off, and you're just she doesn't get angry. She just remains very kind of firm, and I love it. She's just able to cut her off and, like, have control. Why can't Elaine do this? How hard is this? Apparently,
That's what Heard's team needed to do with Baruch in that first clip.
Yeah, no joke, right?
That's the whole difference right there, because you cannot. That guy was, like, very likable, compelling, and just crushing you and going on and on and on. Yeah.
Yep.
By the way, I don't know, these are just whatever the memes that grab, but I think that the animation in this is really cool. I don't know how you do that, but I think it's neat.
Yeah, no.
Sorry, I thought you had asked me about it.
No, I didn't ask you about anything. TMZ owns the copyright to the cabinet video. You edited out the portions that made you look bad before sending it to TMZ.
I want to delete it. I could have done a lot more with it.
So you testified earlier in this trial that you didn't know how to leak things.
It was at this moment that she knew. She fucked up.
Again, you're very wrong.
Right there.
She does.
There's one image that summarizes the trial. That's it. I didn't know Ben had that in him.
The real question is, can the jury award themselves compensatory damages?
Christina Sexton testified that Ms. Heard has difficulty crying when she is acting. You saw it. Ms. Heard sobbing without tears.
I just like this one too. So I don't know.
She forced me to watch dubbed anime.
It's to me,
I'd like to show you a picture that's already admitted into evidence. It's Defendant's Exhibit 799. This is you at the courthouse on May 27, 2016, when you got your domestic violence restraining order against Mr. Depp, right?
It is.
And next to you is a woman named Jody Gottlieb, right?
Yes.
Jody Gottlieb is your publicist?
And dear friend.
Now I'd like to show you what's been marked as Plaintiff's Exhibit 1316.
The big black box?
This is a picture of you and your friend Rocky Pennington, right?
That is correct.
Your Honor, I'd like to move to admit this photograph.
Any objection to 1316?
No, Your Honor.
All right, 1316 in evidence. You can publish to the jury.
This is a picture of you on May 28th, 2016, right, Ms. Heard?
I don't know when this was taken.
This is the day after you obtained the domestic violence restraining order against Mr. Depp, right?
I have no idea when this image was taken. I did not take it.
There's no bruise on your face in this picture, is there?
Again, I don't know when this was taken, and also I'm outside. I was obviously wearing makeup. I have no idea when this was taken, so I have no idea if I can speak to what bruise you can see or not.
Let's refresh your recollection about when this picture was taken. Can we please pull Plaintiff's Exhibit 1315, just for the witness? This is an article dated May 30th, 2016, right, Ms. Heard?
That's what it says, yes.
And this article contains the same photograph of you and Miss Pennington we were just looking at, yes?
Yes, I see that.
And the article is entitled, Amber Heard Smiles as She Puts Arm Around Friend One Day After Getting Restraining Order Against Johnny Depp. Is that what the title says?
I know that's what the title says. Many.
I think there were a lot of them, but that was such a pivotal moment. That picture the day after, and then she tries to dodge it.
But I like what she did, like the first time, where she basically testifies, like saying this was taken the day after. Like she gives the day and say the day after, and she just says, "Oh, no one was taken," and she doesn't confront them then, which I kind of like. I really like that. That's a sharp move. Like you just insert the information and let her. You don't really care what the answer is, yes, no, whatever. It's like because you're so trustworthy. Like at this point, why not?
Yeah, she never gets her to really admit. She gets her to say that's the title of the article, and she was about to launch into, but I don't know if they're right or
Close
something
enough.
like that.
I mean, it's
right.
Fair enough. Let the implication lie. It's not asking the one question too many, which also Vasquez is unbelievably good at.
Oh, I've done it so many times.
Yeah.
You get juiced up and you ask a question, and then the witness crushes you, and you're like, why? I had this in the right spot.
Yeah. It's all over, and you just want to die.
It's hard not to do.
But Vasquez does it. She never does it. She never asks the one question too many. She has control. She has discipline.
Well, look who's here.
Who else we got? John!
What's up?
You in a criminal conspiracy?
It depends on the day, but not right now.
Okay, maybe later. Oh, we could take the potentially out of your name. I thought it'd help.
Heard Ms. Vasquez try to say, you can't trust those as not the originals. She's got that wrong. It's not from the original devices. Ms. Heard took all kinds of photographs, and her friends took photographs, and all of those remained on the cloud, and all of them have been imaged. Then she says, and it's got a photo editing thing. Well, all iPhones have the photo editing. It's where you can make it a little lighter or darker. You can move it to the center or not. That doesn't discredit the photographs, and listen carefully to the evidence from the experts, and you will find every single piece is authenticated.
On the street.
Objection, hearsay.
Sustained objection. Next question.
Your Honor, I'm going to object on hearsay grounds.
Your Honor, hearsay's going to object on hearsay grounds because hearsay wants to be hearsay.
Business records exception.
Still hearsay, Your Honor.
Business record exception gets the business record, but it's hearsay. If there's hearsay involved inside the business record, there's still objection to hearsay.
Your Honor, the business records exception, I mean, I do.
You need every level of hearsay.
Go ahead.
That is just brutal.
You need an exception for every level of hearsay, Elaine.
Yeah, the judge felt bad for her, but she's like, I can't help you here. She's making a good objection.
This is just what happens when you know the rules of evidence and you go up against an attorney who doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've said a couple times before, if you know the rules of evidence better than the other side, you can do so much. You can cause so many problems.
Oh, it's so hard too, though, because you're questioning, you're thinking about 45 different things, and then people are making objections. I say that like I've gotten tied up many times by objections.
Yep.
And I know this stuff, but like you're like thinking about the witness and what you're trying to do, and it's tough. But Elaine was not getting it.
Objection, Your Honor. She's making it hard.
What specifically had you actually told Miss Heard about the incident with Miss Moss?
Was this during the trial? I didn't see this. Or is this some other testimony? Because when he was on the stand, he wasn't talking about her, was he? Kate Moss?
I don't remember that, but I mean, it's clearly from the trial. I mean, where else could it possibly be from?
Yeah, it looks like it's from the trial. But the only reason I say that is because, okay, so remember they had that moment where she mentions Kate Moss on the stand, and they're all excited, and they fist bump, and it's all over. It's a big deal because we can call Kate Moss later. But he's testifying about Kate Moss right here.
Well, he can't open the door to that, obviously.
That may have been on his.
Only she can.
That may have been when he got recalled.
Yeah, maybe it was. That would make more sense.
Yes, and I missed that. Okay. That would make all the sense in the world. Okay.
It's in the stairs.
Very simply this, we were in Jamaica. I had left our bungalow.
Bungalow?
About 3
minutes prior to her, I was standing outside, and suddenly rain starts just coming down like it's, a monsoon. And then I remember looking and seeing Kate coming out the door, and there were 3 little wooden stairs, and she slipped, her legs went up, and she landed directly on her coccyx and her lower back. So, and she was obviously physically in pain, and she was hurting, she was crying. So I ran over and grabbed her to make sure she was all right.
And Raquel Pennington took this photograph?
Yes, that's correct.
Because you needed to document your time at the courthouse getting a DVRO?
She just took a picture of me. I'm assuming it was in relation to my divorce, yeah.
Ms. Heard, this is another photograph of you taken inside the courthouse, isn't that right?
That is correct.
Were you having a photo shoot inside the courthouse while you were getting a DVRO? You have a mark on your face, right, Ms.
She
Heard?
had that ready before
Yes.
you walked in there.
You didn't use your bruise kit this time?
Oh, that was brutal.
Yeah.
She gets the photo shoot and the bruise kit lines in, and
Yeah.
Both at
don't
the
we all
same
want to
time.
have that witness to cross though? Oh, because she's just so full of it, and you have so much evidence.
Yes.
It's
That
a
witness
Thing of
doesn't
beauty.
exist. That witness doesn't exist for us mere mortals, though. That's the
No.
problem.
No. I get witnesses either saying like reasonable stuff, which is fine, or stuff that the witnesses I have are generally smart enough to know if they sense when you've got impeachment for them.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of predict it, and they don't do it. She is like out there. She has such hubris. She just thinks she can say anything and it'll be bought.
Which makes no sense at all, because she knows everything. Because there had to be discovery. She knows everything.
Yeah.
They can't impeach her with stuff she doesn't know about. She knows everything.
Yeah.
Well,
And she should be able to sense where she's going. I mean, where the lines of questioning are taking her. I mean, you can't. She should be able to see 3 or 4 steps ahead of where she's.
No.
You know, you're right. I mean, lay people can see that. I mean, just regular.
The problem is she has no shame or compunction. Like, she probably can see it. She's just so committed to whatever the version is, whether she thinks it's a lie or not. It's like, I'm powering through. It's like, I know where you're going. I'm just going to go there with you. And we're there.
It's not a lie.
To get,
You
we're going
believe it.
Yeah, a little bit.
There's a line.
I did it in my last sort of review video, so I'm not bringing it back. But the classic is when she gets into that donate versus pledge routine. I mean, you're stone cold busted. You're fighting about it. It's the worst wipeout possible. First, you get combative and look like a complete jerk. Then Camille smacks you around for a while, and then you admit it. Like they get the evidentiary, stuff in, and you look horrible first.
I intend to donate it, but I got sued. But you had the money for 13 months, though. So.
But I knew I was going to be sued ahead of time,
Yeah,
so I waited.
and that 13-month question, which makes a lot of sense, but I remember Ben Chu handed that to her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he's not doing it the whole time. It's just like, no, this can't sit. You got to ask this right now.
Yeah, which was enough for him.
Yeah.
13 months. Couldn't find her checkbook.
It's always nice for every lawyer to have backup, because the smartest lawyer can miss something. So,
All right, so here's the grand sniff incident. I'm going to just do this. And we got so many questions about this. Ben, I don't know if you've seen this, but everyone's asking me, like I know. Like, well, was she sniffing cocaine? As if I know. Like, I don't know. I don't know what she was doing.
Yeah, I definitely don't know what sniffing cocaine's like.
Let's take one last look at it. It doesn't look like a normal thing, but it could be. Who knows?
272, please. And after you both returned to LA,
That's weird.
it is weird.
Yeah.
I think that's a coke addict out of reflex. I don't think she's grinding it for a bump during trial.
Well, I mean, she didn't take the tissue from in front of her, because there's a box of tissues, and they didn't move. So she brought the tissue with her.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I think the better theory is that it was something to make her cry because she couldn't get herself to do it. That would be a little bit more reasonable. However, she didn't cry, and whatever if that's what she was trying, it didn't work.
Smelling salts, or
she's such a bad actress. Apparently, even with the stuff designed to make you cry, she still can't do it. That's bad.
Yeah.
So, you just pull a nose hair out. That's what a buddy of mine used to say. You can't cry at a funeral.
Oh, and then some people said it was a photo op. That might be true too, because there was, I think their PR person was in this. That was a photo op. That
is actually a really good explanation.
Because you see that flash, and it's not the screen, because the way her head's turned, it's like a flash from somebody taking a picture.
Dramatic pose, holding the tissue, so you just hold it a little longer to make sure that they get a shot. Yes, that is all right. That is now my most likely scenario. Not that I know.
Does it strike you as a little odd to do a pose on the witness stand for the purposes of your PR? Does that strike you as not like a normal thing to do for a normal person?
Well, if you're a psychopath.
Well, she's not a normal person.
I tell you what I do in Fort Man, Iowa, is just make sure to strike a pose or two. Do my modeling gigs right there. I get my headshots in, man. I get it for free. Those things are expensive if you pay a pro, man. Just get the paparazzi to do it for you. Damn.
Well, most people wouldn't, but someone who testifies that their dog stepped on a bee, those are the kind of people that'll do it. Right.
I don't have any more questions, Your Honor. All right, dokie, all right. Ma'am, you can have a seat next to your attorney, okay? You can go have a seat next to her. That's fine.
The judge said twice.
You're supposed to be sitting with your attorney. Where are you going? And she walks out of the courtroom instead.
Pretty disrespectful, Amber.
Yeah, I got a bunch of questions about that too. And it's like,
I was gonna say,
could they hold her in contempt? I'm like, she's not a criminal defendant. She isn't like compelled by law.
That's if you're violating courtroom rules, you could be held in contempt.
Oh yeah, no, she can absolutely be held in contempt. I have to believe that if you're like literally anyone else, just one of the normal people, the judge is going to have a word with you, one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
I just I don't see judges letting that go for most people in their courtrooms. Like you walked out the door when I told you to sit down. It's like we're going to have a word. Whether or not I hold you in contempt or not, I'll be like, you can't do that.
I've never been a judge, but I just, in my gut, I'm thinking, I really don't want to be handing out contempt and looking like I'm favoring one side over the other, even though they deserve it.
Well, how is it favoring one side when one side's breaking the rules?
I wouldn't just say contempt. I would just bring her back in later and say, Ms. Heard, we have rules, we have decorum. The court, it's all built upon respect.
And that may have happened.
To show respect.
That may have happened.
I thought something like that would leak out.
Was that at the end of the day?
No.
Were they done and she just left? Or?
No.
Yeah, it wasn't like a direct, the judge didn't order her to go sit by counsel. She just sort of go back and do what normal litigants do under the circumstance.
That sounded like an order to me.
Yeah.
I'm a victim of people's domestic violence, and it's a fair fight. It seems how many people believe or side of you.
It's not right what she did and what happened for so many people to get affected from this.
He never pushed me, kicked me, or threw me. Tell me instead.
I did get here, and I did tell the truth, and I have spoken out for what I've been carrying on my back.
We ask you, we implore you to give him his name, his reputation, and his career back.
This case is not just about whether you believe.
I thought that was really well done. This one right here is also really well done. It's got a bunch of Arabic on it, but it's edited together really well, and it's pretty powerful.
Mr. Depp, or you believe Miss Heard. This case is about whether you believe Miss Heard or whether you believe Mr. Depp, Chrissy Dombrowski, who, yes, is here, supporting her brother. Isaac Baruch, who wept in front of the world. Keenan Wyatt, who doesn't work for Mr. Depp. Sean Betts, a former LA Sheriff's Department. Malcolm Connolly, who worked in the prisons in the UK. Charlene Jenkins, a former U.S. Marine. Travis McGivern, also another former police officer. Ben King, who worked for the Queen of England. David Kipper, Dr. David Kipper. Miss Heard's doctor. And yes, Mr. Depp's doctor. Debbie Lloyd, a nurse. Aaron Filati, Miss Heard's personal nurse. Officer Sines, an LA police officer with training in domestic violence. Officer Haddon, her understudy, yes, in his first week, studying to pick up on these signs of domestic abuse. Officer Gatlin, Brandon Patterson, who worked in Eastern Columbia building. Kate James, is her former personal assistant. Tara Roberts, Alejandro Romero took his deposition from his car because he had to go to work. But it didn't stop him from telling the truth. Edward White, Mr. Depp's business manager. Laura Wasser, one of the most famous divorce lawyers in California. Morgan Knight, Beverly Leonard, Morgan Tremaine, and Kate Moss.
Yep.
Well, there you have it.
Bit of a list. They're all on the payroll, including Kate Moss, especially Kate Moss.
Well, there you have it. Thank you. Here is the all-star panel. I love it. Thank you all for coming out. Those are my memes.
And that's where we'll hold it right there. The memes are done. We'll have the all-star panel, as Mike puts it, actually discuss what they believe is going to be the final result of the Amber Heard trial. That will come up tomorrow on the June 1st afternoon edition of From Day One. So at this point, make sure you do like, share, and subscribe. Help us get that a goal of 50,000 views, 1,000 subscribers. Some boxy over and extras, of course, will go ahead and send us those nice red boxes we can send to all of you. And of course, Google puts us on the algorithms. Coinbase, Ibotta, Gain.gg, you know the drill on those, so I'm not going to hammer those home. Of course, we'll have our auditors, Substance, and Karens in the evening. And Art Bell with special guests that you guys have been asking for in the overnight. Until then, like, share, and subscribe. Be kind to one another and release the Krakens as we march along this afternoon and every afternoon here from Day One. Have a great afternoon. We'll see you tonight.